Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our virtual Lunch and Learn featuring Holly McFadden with Florida Ready to Work. And we are excited to share this information with the larger community, especially the resources that are available to our business community. And so this information, just to let you know, we are recording this webinar. We will put it up on YouTube, likely later today or first thing tomorrow, to continue to share this information. And from a housekeeping perspective, you do have a chat window available on your computer. And so feel free to drop any questions into the chat, and I will be monitoring that for Holly so that we can get any questions answered for you. So without further ado, allow me to introduce you to our speaker this morning, Holly McFadden. Holly, take it away.
All right, thank you guys for having me as your presenter today. I appreciate it. Again, my name is Holly McFadden. I am one of the implementation consultants for Florida Ready to Work. And I'm going to be talking with you guys about the importance of soft skills in the workplace. All right, before we get started, before we dive into the presentation, I want to do a quick little, essential soft skills activity. So in your chat, there's going to be some scenarios, workplace scenarios that I'm going to read out to you guys, and there will be 4 possible ways to handling those scenarios. So in your chat box, if you can help me out with answering the best course of action to that scenario and the worst course of action to handling that scenario. You just type in the number that represents that particular answer, and we will have fun with this little activity, okay? So question 1 talks about, let me just move this out the way. All right, says you work as a cashier at a large supermarket. It is a busy time of day and there are 5 customers in your checkout line. As you are ringing up the first customer, the receipt printer runs out of paper. You look around your counter for an extra paper roll, but there isn't one. How should you handle the situation? So again, there are 4 possible answers. I want you guys to select the best course of action and the worst course of action. Go ahead and put in your number in the chat box if you can, please. All right. So the answer for the best course of action to handle that situation is explain that you need to refill the printer and quickly get a spare paper roll from another counter. The worst way to handle that situation is closing your register and directing the customers to a checkout line. All right, so let's go with another question. In a staff meeting, your manager announces that she will be conducting performance reviews over the next 2 weeks. She says that she will post a sign-up sheet outside of her office with each employee's name and available time slots for the reviews. She asks each employee to sign up for a 1-hour time slot. You walk by her office the next day and you see the sign-up sheet, but you don't see your name listed on it. How should you handle the situation? So possible answer number 1 says, wait a week and bring up the issue in the next staff meeting. 2 says, explain the error to your manager and ask her to add your name. 3 says, do nothing and hope that your manager will correct the mistake. 4 says, ask your coworkers why they think your name is not on the list. So go ahead and do me a favor and pick the best course of action and the worst course of action. Okay. Answer, the best course of action is to explain the error to your manager and ask her to add your name. The worst course of action is doing nothing and hope that your manager will correct the mistake. So the purpose of this activity is to understand gut instincts. A lot of times we are faced with various situations in our workplace, in our lives, and we tend to kind of go with our gut instinct. And most of the time that gut instinct is not always the right choice, right? So we want to look at or evaluate different strategies to handling that situation. What options are available to you to handling that situation? Who can you ask for help? You know, who has expertise in that situation that can provide you with some solution? A lot of times we focus on our fear and we feel like if we ask for help, we're not capable of doing the job, or we're not, you know, smart enough or have the skills enough to do the job. But it's okay to ask for help, right? It's okay to ask someone of a, you know, at a higher level of you, or even your colleague, you know, how would you handle this situation? You're not showcasing any fear. You're not showcasing that you're not capable of doing anything. You're actually showcasing that you have some strength to be able to delegate the situation to someone else that may have a little more experience in this situation. And then you want to learn from that that situation, that task, so that you're able to improve on future performances. So again, we don't want to go on gut instinct. We want to kind of evaluate the situation and be able to find a better solution to ensure that it doesn't happen again, right? So how do you define soft skills? In your chat box, do me a favor and type in what you think soft skills are. What are soft skills to you? So as we're looking at soft skills, we're looking at a variety of words, right? We're looking at different ways of describing what soft skills are: attention to detail, innovation, problem solving, creativity. These are skill sets that are valuable in the workforce. Employers are focusing on hiring and retaining employees that have these type of skills because they want to ensure that the production, the productivity of that organization is running smoothly, and the employees are motivated and happy and are able to pursue and move forward in their positions that they're working in. So these are skill set that you want to see in your candidates. Often employers point to the lack of essential employability skills as the primary barrier to business and economic growth. More than 80% of Florida business leaders emphasize the importance of employability skills. These are skills that include communication, critical thinking, and problem solving. Again, these are the valuable skills that are needed in the workforce. And this is coming from a survey from the Florida Chamber of Commerce. Another survey from CareerSource Florida feels that Florida employers report gaps in essential soft skills twice as often as technical skills. Once again, lack of communication skills, reliability and time management skills, leadership skills, and problem solving skills. There is a concern in regards to those type of skill set, those interpersonal skills that are not within the employees. With the world of work becoming increasingly complex to remaining globally competitive, Florida must lead by developing and attracting and retaining a strong talent pool. So what can we do in order to build a strong talent pool? When employers are looking for candidates for various positions, they're looking for those various soft skills. They're looking for individuals that have those verbal and written communication skills, someone that can express their ideas clearly with confidence. They're looking for initiative, someone that's proactive and showcasing their leadership skills, someone that has the teamwork abilities, that can work with others and work in a group setting, regardless of personal feelings of that individual. Someone that's determined to get the job done. Flexibility, being able to adapt to change. If the past year hasn't shown us about flexibility, I don't know what will, but being able to to adapt to those changes. Showcasing time management, being able to effectively use that time wisely and meet deadlines. Punctuality, being on time, not only time for work, but being on time with your assignments. Showcasing that independence, accepting responsibility and ability to work alone. No manager, no employer wants to micromanage their employees. showcasing integrity and ability to know right from wrong and adhere to the standards and procedures. Again, showcasing that confidence, being strong in their abilities and having positive attitude. And lastly, problem solving, being able to make the right decisions and using those critical thinking skills to handling a solution or to coming up with a solution. Soft skills are essential. It's the main foundation for most jobs across various industries, but it's in demand. When we're interviewing various candidates for positions, we're looking at those technical skills, most definitely, because we want to find someone that can do the job. But when we hire for those technical skills, we realize that that individual is lacking those interpersonal type skill set. They're not able to work well with their colleagues. They're not able to problem solve correctly. They're not able to take initiative or understand constructive criticism. So we have to be proactive in maintaining those employees and basically keeping those gems, retaining those gems and helping them to shine so they are able to be 100% successful in their roles. So we want to continue to engage our employees and understanding what soft skills are and how valuable they are within the workplace. Hard skills are, help you get the job, but those soft skills is what helps you keep that job, right? The COVID-19 economic downturn has magnified the need to refocus on foundational career readiness training. And with this pandemic, we have been forced to reevaluate those required skills needed in the workforce. We've looked at, a variety of positions that have been very successful within various organizations, but realizing that those positions are not needed. So a lot of organizations have found new ways to continue that productivity. You have a lot of individuals that are working from home now and still being able to maintain their daily functions in order to keep the productivity and the performance going. So we are finding ways to reskill individuals and being able to understand that these new positions or new processes are requiring new skill sets. So with Florida Ready to Work, it is a recovery solution, providing those skills, helping those individuals understand the importance of communicating effectively and showcasing professionalism. A lot of our positions are now virtual, so we have to showcase those different types of skills in order to be able to promote the various products that we're promoting, or be able to communicate the various things that we need to communicate in order to continue the productivity of that job. A lot of our implementation partners have been high schools and technical centers and colleges. We've even worked with correctional facilities and juvenile justice to embed the program in their educational programs for those inmates that are on the verge of being released within a short time frame. We want to ensure that these individuals are ready for the workforce. We've also partnered with United Way and Goodwill and Boys and Girls Club, just to name a few. Some of the employers are actually using Florida Ready to Work, and one of the main goals that we are working on now currently is to really increase the employer awareness of Florida Ready to Work. A lot of the employers are using the program as a hiring tool. Some of them are using it as a screen for new hires and to promote employees in various positions within their organization. And as a result, they've received, seen double-digit reduction in new hiring, training, and turnover, and they've been able to save money and time in regards to not having to replace individuals in certain positions. One of our partners, our career source partners, has been using Florida Ready to Work for a long time and have been using that program within various programs within their center, and have realized the importance of the program, and has started to require their employees to go through the training courseware and actually sit for the assessment so they are able to earn their Florida Ready to Work credential. So even the career source boards are realizing the value of this program. Quick overview about Florida Ready to Work. It is an employer-driven workforce development solutions program. It's sponsored by the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity, and it's managed by WIN Learning, which is a national career readiness solutions. So the program focuses on two foundational type skills: workplace skills and those essential soft skills that are required around a variety of positions, from entry-level jobs to those professional level type jobs. The soft skills courseware is easy to implement. It's career contextualized material with embedded workplace video scenarios, learning interactions, and post-tests at the end that will benchmark the individual's learning gain. It is self-paced and self-directed. There are 4 primary modules that we focus on, and each module is about 2 hours or so long, but it really depends on the skills level of that individual. It can be accessed online 24/7 from a smart device. And all of the activities that are completed within that courseware is recorded and timestamped, so you're able to pull a report on your participants' activities. So these are the 4 modules that we focus on. With communicating effectively, we're looking at verbal and nonverbal communication and listening skills, the use of communication skills tools, including email etiquette and cell phone, and social media and social networking, how to resolve conflict and acknowledging and understanding what constructive criticism is. Conveying professionalism, focus on building trust through dependability and courtesy and motivation, personal accountability, being accountable for your actions, and time management. With promoting teamwork and collaboration, we're looking at teamwork skills and interaction, benefits of diversity and the sensitivity to differences within the workplace, accepting responsibility and understanding what leadership skills are. And then lastly, thinking critically and solving problems. Focusing on innovation, creativity, flexibility, goal setting, understanding what a SMART goal is and working to achieving those goals. And then coming up with critical thinking strategies, making decisions with logic and reason versus, again, going with that gut instinct, right? So the soft skills courseware builds around the behavioral, social, and those readiness skills that are essential to success in the workplace and in various life situations. These competencies prepare learners for success. There are online and offline materials that you can offer as a blended learning experience that allows the learner to apply and practice those skills that they've learned within the courseware. So the coursework begins, each module begins with a pre-test, and that's basically just to gauge their understanding of the module. And then it unlocks the various lessons within that module. And each skill incorporates direct instruction, practical strategies, workplace examples, opportunities to practice and being able to apply those skill set within their daily activities. And then there's assessments to checking their understanding of the information that they're reading. The embedded videos, basically there are two types of videos that are built in. There's a managerial video that basically is 1 minute or less presentations by managers that are talking about explaining the relevance of practical skills in the workplace using real workplace examples. And then there's a scenario video of do's and don'ts. They focus on a situation within the workplace. And then there's a video of how to handle that situation and a video of what not to do with that situation. Once they've gone through the various course lessons, it will unlock a post-test that will consist of 10 to 12 questions. And it's really to measure their learning gains from that particular module. Each module begins with a learning objective, and that's basically to help them focus on the content that they're going to be learning on. Within the courseware online, there is an audio button they can click on to allow the narrator to read off the information to them. There's a menu button that will showcase all of the different lessons they're going to be learning within that particular module. The check your knowledge questions, as they answer the questions, it provides feedback to allow the individual to understand why that answer was correct or why that answer was incorrect. Some of the check your knowledge questions have that best and worst scenario type answers. And again, we want to help the individual understand that your first instinct of handling a situation may not be the correct way. So we wanted to kind of reiterate that information within the courseware. The offline material offers a practical workshop type environment. So as I mentioned earlier, you can blend the online and offline together. With the offline material, we provide a facilitator's guide and a learner's activities guide. So within the facilitator's guide, there are hands-on materials, which includes instructional units with learning objectives and different exercises that you can do independently or in a group session. And then for the learner activities are just a variety of project-based learning assignments that you can offer as just additional pieces to continue the conversation of those different modules within soft skills. The reports are very detailed and it showcases daily and weekly activity. You can set up a date range of information that you want displayed in the reports. The reports can be downloaded to an Excel spreadsheet for reporting purposes or to save in a file. But within the reports, you can see exactly how your individuals are progressing through the courseware. You can see how the levels that they've earned or achieved. You can see the time frame that is taking them to go through each of the modules. You can see whether or not they've earned any e-badges or any certificates. And also you can see if they've passed the assessments, if you offer the assessments to them. So we have the courseware training as a way to educate them on those various skill sets. The goal is for them to earn that Florida Ready to Work credential, soft skills credential. So once they've completed the courseware, you want to introduce the assessment to them. It is a proctored assessment and that measures the competencies within the workplace or related tasks and behaviors, which include team building and problem solving and decision making and accountability and responsibility. There are 45 multiple choice type questions. Again, based on the best and worst way of handling that situation. It is timed at 60 minutes and it's a passing scale score of 70 to 100. Once they've passed that assessment, they will earn a Florida Right to Work credential, which is signed by our governor. And this is an example of what that credential looks like. It is stamped by the Department of Economic Opportunity. It's signed by our governor. And on the back, it demonstrates or displays the mastery of content they've learned. So this is information that will build their confidence level in the workplace and build their knowledge so they are able to function the correct way when it comes to handling various situations or working with their colleagues or handling different projects. So brainstorming, next steps, what can we do to help you use Florida Right to Work within your organization? As I mentioned before, a lot of employers are using Florida Right to Work as a professional development solution to continue the conversation of soft skills. They're conducting various workshops focusing on those 4 modules. We can talk about training your staff members on how to better use the product within your organization to ensure coaching and monitoring to just to make sure that your candidates are prepared and are possessing the abilities to be able to be successful in their positions. So to learn more about Florida Ready to Work, feel free to contact me. We have training webinars on a weekly basis. And the training webinars focuses on the system itself, how to navigate the system, how to enroll your participants within the system, talks about how to set up the assessments. We go in depth of the reports. There's a variety of reports that you can pull, whether it be individual reports or a full roster reports. We go into depth of the courseware, and then we also talk about resources within the system. So please feel free to reach out to me. Here's my contact information along with my phone, email and phone number. And I can set you up, provide you with the link to register for that next webinar training. Are there any questions?
Holly, that was amazing, the resources that are available out there for businesses to use. You mentioned at the beginning of the call, some businesses have been using it as screening. How are they using it in terms of screening candidates? Are they having them take the assessment before hiring, or how does that work?
They're actually having them take the assessment before. And with our courseware training, it's customizable. So you can break it down if you choose to do so to better, assess the individual. But some of the companies that are using it as a new hire tool, they're offering the assessment first.
And you may have mentioned this, but this program is free for businesses to use?
It is. It is free for businesses, free for their participants to use, yes.
Excellent. This is one of those things that is and I'm sure Amanda Jo mentioned this to you when you had this discussion initially, but soft skills is, as was outlined at the beginning of this PowerPoint, the #1 concern or complaint that we get on our member survey every year is that there is such a difficult time hiring people with the right mindset to work, or that can handle customer interactions or show up to work on time, whatever that might be. This seems like a no-brainer. I don't know. It's like, or like the best kept secret. I don't know. But it seems like something that every company, because companies can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars investing in onboarding and things of that nature. This seems a little bit like a dream. Like, more companies need to know about this, because it's something in those first couple of days of onboarding an employee that would seem like a natural thing to do.
Of course. This is when I first came on board on this with this company, I was amazed by the amount of information they provide. My background is career services. And so working with students that are trying to get their education and find a job after college. It was a challenge to get them to understand to understand the meaning of soft skills and understand what that really looks like. And so when I came across Florida Ready to Work as an employee for the company, it was a breath of fresh air to see the material that they have, the content they possess, within the program. It's a really great program. And like I said before, I mean, this with the online and the offline, blending it together and really providing that learning experience, you really have the opportunity to educate your employees on this information. And you're going to see a big difference in them, because if they're taking the time to really learn and understand, they're going to start making better decisions and start evaluating the way they handle the way they handle their jobs. It's a great program.
Very good. Well, Jason or Dawn, do you have any questions? You got a very private showing of this today, but we'll post this on our social and YouTube as well afterwards. But if you have any questions, feel free to unmute or yourself or drop it into the chat window, and we'll pause for a second.
Holly, is this available for individuals?
Yes, it is. A lot of our partners, like I mentioned before, high schools, Career Source, what you would have to do is connect with one of our partners in order to utilize the program. A lot of the community, we have introduced this program to a lot of the workforce boards, Career Source Quote being one of them. And if you have an individual that is interested in learning more about the program, they can easily go into that workforce board and ask about it.
Okay, thanks.
Very good. Well, I am looking forward to becoming a evangelist for this program as well. I just feel like there's just so many people and small businesses, so many small businesses, especially those that are so customer service oriented, that could benefit.